Good afternoon. I'm Thomas Montague, and this is my part D where I analyze my teaching resource and go into why I have redesigned it and made it more justifiable for ELD learners. Starting off, the teaching resource I chose was filling in the blank activities predominantly targeted at English subjects in primary years and stage one learning. What linguistic challenges does it have, if any? What does it pose for learners? English activities do pose challenges to my culturally diverse and linguistic learners, as they may not have fully fledged and developed vocabulary, grammar, and understanding of simple sentences, which may obstruct their ability to engage in activities due to these challenges. ELD students may struggle with reading comprehension, etc., as when encountering text and phrases that are unfamiliar to them, it can cause them to get frustrated and as much as leaving them feel alienated as they are not understanding the content that's in front of them. And my activity worksheet does not bring up any cultural sensitivities for the religious backgrounds of my students, as it is generalized and not targeting those religious areas. Specifically, looking into English-based activities, allowing for the diverse perspectives and learning of experiences of my students can foster further inclusivity and understanding that will propel them forward in their understanding of the content. Creating activities that will allow for group work generate opportunities that allow for the different cultures in the class to interact with, which promotes intercultural communication skills by encouraging students to interact with people that they may not normally interact with, along with allowing them for them to integrate the diverse cultural differences, celebrations, and awareness. Is the resource impacted by children's socioeconomic backgrounds? Activities are impacted by children's socioeconomic backgrounds. As my class comes from a low socioeconomic background, the access to the resources used in these activities will be limited or close to zero, as they do not have ways to support their own English language learning. An example of this would obviously be in the worksheets that I provided above with filling in the blanks, and only being able to do it in class, as at home they may not have a printer or a computer, or even like the pieces of paper or utensils such as pens and pencils to write on the sheets with. Having this low socioeconomic background deeply impacts the students of my class, as when they come home from school, they may have no motivation and confidence with their English skills, as they are not able to replicate the activities that they did in class today. Redesigning the resource and justifying it. Having such a diverse class, redesigning my activities to accommodate my students' diverse cultural, linguistic, religious, and socioeconomic backgrounds can be done in a numerous of ways that allow for students to interact with one another in the classroom setting to amplify their engagement in activities and overall well-being and safety. When looking at ways to redesign my resource, reflecting on what was stated by the Bell Foundation, I would use darts and link it to an activity such as sequencing. Through the activity sequencing, students will be in pairs or groups of three and given strips of paper with words and sentences. Then they must make a grammatically correct sentence out of the words. And if they need help from me with explaining it, I can be there to assist them if they require it. This is which can conclude these activities foster creative and effective experiences for my culturally, linguistic, and diverse classes. It promotes group work, which can further support exploratory talk, allowing these ELD students to pave the way for collaborative learning and ultimately encourages them to engage with text in a way that promotes greater understanding.